Hello and welcome to Portal 4 Dummies. Now, if you're going to play Portal 2 and have not played Portal 1, or just want a refresher course on Portal 1, then you've come to the right place. Or maybe you've just happened upon the amazing Portal Day ARG and just want to know what this whole Portal deal is all about. Whatever your reason, if you want to know what Portal 1 is all about, you've come to the right place. You start off waking up in a mysterious, high-tech chamber of some sort, soon greeted by a computerized female voice. This, you will learn, is GLaDOS, an acronym for Generic Life and Disk Operating System. Who is she? Who are you? Stick around and you'll find out. Or will you? As you continue through the game, you're put through a series of tests, or puzzles, if you will. However, you begin to notice that things aren't quite right. There are offices to monitor test subjects, but no one's in them, ever. The mysterious disembodied voice from the beginning who informs you about each test isn't quite right either. While never missing a chance to inject a little bit of humor into the situation, GLaDOS starts off as benign, but soon a definitive hint of total apathy or even malice can be detected in her voice. Something is definitely afoot at this laboratory. Oh my. The first half of the game is composed entirely of a variety of tests, as mentioned, with plenty of them containing lethal hazards. At one point, our dear friend GLaDOS regrets to inform us that due to technical complications, that specific test has been replaced with a, and I put this in quotes, live fire course designed for military androids. This is always, of course, with a true puzzle component. You'll still need to figure out how to cross the huge acid-filled pond in the room with only your wits, a radio, and a broken coffee mug. Oh, and your trusty portal gun, of course. By the way, if you've ever heard the now infamous "the cake is a lie" joke, the first half of the game is where it makes its appearance. GLaDOS informs the player that cake and grief counseling will be available at the end of the testing period. That was in quotes. The bloody writings on the walls have a different tale to say about the cake, however. You know the line, "the cake is a lie." If you opt to dig around a bit on one specific test chamber, you discover the cake is a lie graffiti. You're not the first one here. So, who was here before? Who wrote this graffiti? There's no one here. Well, no one human and alive. So who could have written this? The answer is Ratman, for those who are curious. We don't know much about him in Portal 1. Most of what we do know is from external sources. So if you're curious, go ahead and dig up some info via Google. As for the other running gag you might have seen or heard of, is the weighted companion cube. This appears in only one test chamber as a means to help you through the puzzles. At the end of the test chamber, you get to incinerate the companion cube in record time, as GLaDOS will so eagerly inform you. You monster. Eventually, GLaDOS stops sticking around and tries to kill you outright by putting you on a one-way moving platform with the destination of Fiery Pit. Needless to say, you escape from said fiery pit using your wits and portal gun alone, where GLaDOS then asks you to assume the party escort submission position. Congratulations! You have now escaped from the test chambers. You are free to roam the ghastly metallic underbelly of the facility, filled with pistons, acid, and sentries. Meanwhile, dearest GLaDOS begins to freak out. She tries to call out to you, to convince you to turn back using every method she can muster. Coercion, humor, fake sympathy, etc. None of these methods will work, however, because fuck GLaDOS. After many humorous lines by the AI with the electric eye, you manage to find your way to the chamber which houses the Supreme Deus herself in all of her psychopathic glory. You get to dismantle GLaDOS, piece by piece, until she begins to spark and the facility explodes. All the meanwhile, she's taunting you with the most hilarious of lines, many of which are quotable. Eventually, after you defeat GLaDOS, you find yourself semi-conscious lying on the floor on the surface. An unknown robot approaches you from behind, thanks you for assuming the party escort submission position, and drags you off. Ta-da! You are now up to date with Portal 1. There wasn't much, was there? Please keep in mind that just by listening to this too poor didn't play version of Portal, you still miss out on quite a bit that just cannot be packed into a short YouTube video. Sorry! It's mostly GLaDOS banter, by the way. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in Portal 2, hopefully.